Hody-do. Hody-do. It's been, well, according to Rumble, it's been about a month. I honestly, kind of decided to quit the nonsense. Not nonsense, that's not fair. There's a lot of shit going on currently and requires a lot of planning in advance. So, I had to decide which hobbies and whatnot needed to go to the wayside, and, I mean, that's exactly what this is. It's a hobby. There's no money coming in from this, of course. It was just, I just did it to entertain myself, some other people. Certain family members enjoyed it. But, again, more important things come around, and I just didn't have the time. But here we are, a nice, muggy Sunday afternoon. I found myself some time here. I'm trying something new. Gonna be seeing my ugly mug. Do with that what you will. You know, we got some problems. I don't care what side of the political aisle you're on. Let's adjust this so I'm looking into the camera. Gotta figure out where the hell my camera is. I think I'm looking at you. Either way, you can see me. Jesus Christ, it fucking matters. Anyways, we got some fucking problems here, alright guys? Come on, let's use our heads. A woman that's universally hated a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. If time... come on, guys. Really? Polling awful. Everybody hated her. Flubbed the 2020 election. And now all of a sudden she's your darling? You can't be that hard to just hate Trump. You know how fucking dumb that is? You couldn't... Okay. This woman is a moron. Alright? I don't care. She's... You call me racist, right? You call everybody I know racist. You call us homophobes, transphobes, and again, none of us are afraid of a queer. So let's dial that baby bitch back, all right? There's no fear of a little guy floating around in a dress. Right? It ain't happening. Please, come on. Come on. But the racist thing. First off, you might want to consider stopping because it's lost. Sure, I'm a racist. I guess, whatever. I don't care at this point. But anyways, the reason I bring up the race thing, none of you literally have any reason why you like this woman other than you've been told to. And seriously, think about this. Stop and ask yourself, why do you like this woman that 3 weeks, a month ago, none of you liked? None of you. Shit, a month ago now, AOC, we need to support Joe Biden. He's the goddamn messiah 3 times over. Joe Biden is strong. He can recite Plato while doing backflips. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Fucking commercials. Bear with me. I'm not paying. Anyways, the AOC then magically... Oh, no. She's our candidate. The first black woman to potentially become the president. Well, I don't know, to me, it seems a tad, I don't know, racist to literally choose a person based off the color of their skin, which, by the way, she's Indian. I don't care if her father was Jamaican. She was raised Indian, grew up in an Indian household, lived in commie Canada for most of her childhood, where she ran into no problems. She lived a perfectly normal experience. So don't let her try and trick you into thinking she was beaten on a daily basis because she was black, like she fell out of the coconut tree. Thank you. I hit the wrong button. I think it was supposed to be this one. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, C for cackling. So you have all these oh, yeah, my apologies. You're telling me that you want this woman, not for her accomplishments, not for her any policy she's done, but solely because she's a black woman, which, again, not black. I'm blacker than she is, and since you see my face, clearly I'm not black. All right? The skeletons behind me, Seymour and Seymour Jr., are blacker than she is. Okay, guys, stop. Do you really want this fucking country to be destroyed? How? All of you weirdos, I'm certain you've seen all these god-awful, woke, post-apocalyptic, or post-evil dictator movies. Do things look good? Really, ask yourself that. Do things look good in those movies? Because you can hope for that by voting for Kamala. As soon as that woman gets into office, we're done. All right? And I'm just some ignorant asshole from the middle of nowhere. But, come on, guys. Why? I understand wanting to vote Democrat. Okay, fine. I can understand that. All right? You're under the impression it makes you smarter than the rest of us. You're under the impression it makes you morally superior to the rest of us. I would disagree with you 100%, and I would say it's real sad that you're willing to throw the country under the bus just so you can feel a little smarter. That's truly the horror in all of this, is that you're willing to line up for the bread line, all for the sake of feeling smarter than your neighbor. You really have some fucking problems. You're literally, just to digress for a second, you're literally preaching terrorism. You are pro-terrorist. Because, A, you hate Jews that much. I'm not sure why. Couldn't tell you why. Have no idea why, by the way. But, here, let's flash that up so you know who you're dealing with. But, couldn't tell you why, for the third time. And, you just want to be contrarian. Oh, look at all the people being murdered, and we're taking the numbers from the people that started doing the murdering in the first place. Yeah, that doesn't sound stupid to you. You don't say those words and then go, well, I mean, I wouldn't trust the numbers from China, so why would I trust the numbers from Hamas? But yeah, sure. I mean, 35,000 dead people. Yeah, makes sense. Sure. And I am barely hanging on. Hold on. I apologize for the commercial breaks. I refuse to give YouTube any money. Fuck them. Oh, where was I? Digressing for terrorists. Yeah. So you're on college campuses, you're in the bar, you're wherever the fuck you are, screaming pro-terrorism. And everybody, I don't know why. If anybody can answer that in the comments, just tell me why you seem to believe, in the face of all the evidence set in front of you, you genuinely believe supporting terrorism is the way to go. Mind you, supporting terrorists that have no issue raping and murdering women and children. So, good job, feminists. Proud of you. Shit, I don't even know how we got here. Kamala Harris, who also supports terrorists, by the way. So, good on you for that one. Wants to take guns away. Wants abortion nonstop. And she's a fucking retard. Oh, that's what it was. You say these things out loud and you still come to the same conclusion. That's mind-numbing to me. I forget what I was... what was I watching the other... whatever. Kamala Harris is a moron. Alright? None of you liked her until you were told to like her. Like, how can you not? You voted in a primary for Joe Biden. Now, that's got its whole other set of problems, alright? But clearly, the coup d'etat worked, and it doesn't make a difference. He's gone now. Well, actually, I don't think anybody's seen him. Kamala's been leading the show here, alright? Say this to yourself out loud, okay? And then, God, maybe you'll think for once in your goddamn salmon-filled life. Kamala Harris is the vice president. She is around Joe Biden about as much as most of his family is. Other than that evil bookyok wife of his. God, what an evil woman. I encourage you people to look into her. She is a vicious twat. The one piece of truth Hunter Biden ever said was in those text messages about Joe Biden. So, don't let them try and confuse you. All right? And I'm not really speaking to fellow conservatives or fellow, even middle-of-the-road people at this point. I'm speaking to the moron voting for Kamala Harris. And being a moron is not a permanent thing. You can fix it just by bothering to not believe everything you're told. I don't know how anybody could in the age of the internet. That's the other shocking part. I don't believe a goddamn thing I'm told until I've done a few hours of research into it. But Kamala Harris is around Joe Biden all the time. She's in charge of the border. She was tasked with figuring out how to fix things. The only thing she did, the border czar, which you can hear her in several interviews calling herself that. So dude, if you really believe that Kamala Harris being the border czar is a far right-wing extremist theory, dude, come on. Hate Trump all you want. Don't want Trump in the White House, fine. But you are being blatantly lied to, and if you've warped your mind so much because you have TDS that you're now believing their shit, think about that. Think about that. You are not a free-thinking individual. You are not smarter than the next person. You might be dumber than a mentally challenged person if you have somehow tricked yourself into believing she was never the border czar. The only thing this woman ended up doing for the border was tell people from communist countries not to bother coming here. Okay? And why is that, you ask? Because people from communist countries know what to look out for. They know an evil commie dictator when they see one, and they don't want to live under it again. But magically, they get told not to bother showing up because they're going to get turned around. But Mexicans, Nigerians, all that, please, flood the border. Please. And I just want to get this out here, because while we're speaking on the border, that whole immigrants commit less crime, or I'm sorry, legal immigrants commit less crime. What they magically neglect to tell you because they believe you're stupid. And I mean, I kind of do too, but there's hope for you. I really hope beyond everything that you will come to terms. Look, we may not agree on a lot, but you never know. You might listen to this and find one little sticking point that you just can't get out of your head. And maybe that grows and grows and grows and snowballs. You might not vote Trump, but fuck. You might actually wake the fuck up. To a small extent, anyways, which I'm happy with. It's a lie. What they're doing is taking... How could you... How could you believe that? Honestly, ask yourself. There's no real way to keep track of these people. They're not going to admit it when they report it, because they never do. The FBI doesn't require ethnicity for statistics anymore, and I believe they also don't require major cities to report on violent crimes. Well, interestingly enough, I'm not sure why. That seems like it's in their purview, but whatever. Sure, I guess that's how we run things now. I think what they're doing... Not think. I know. There are these people that, like I said, the people that'll tell you, blah, they commit less crime. That's not true. For the second time. Okay? They take the numbers from legal immigrants. People that have every reason to follow the letter of the law or risk being evicted from the country. Of course they're going to be stellar citizens. Alright? No shit. Because any infraction gets you kicked out of the country to a certain degree. You cannot take statistics that have nothing to do with what you're talking about and then push them on people that you know won't do their due diligence and then just hope for the best. But apparently I live in clown world, because you can, I guess. I guess you can. So, here we are for that. Yeah. Well, again, it's not true. All right, remember that, please. And as far as the borders, you're exaggerating. You're just racist. You don't want brown people coming into the country. For one, I want people coming into the country just fine. I don't give a fuck. You got to come in the right way. All right? My girlfriend had a green card within 3 months because she's valuable to the country. She's a nurse. She cares about her job. She does not break the law. She's a God-fearing Christian woman from the Philippines. So, how is it she came over here with something to offer, wanting to be part of the country and help and attend church and all this stuff, not demand any handouts, not demand any free shit, just work, and that's the only thing she wanted was the ability to work. How is it she gets a green card all willy-nilly, but you jump the border illegally, or should I assume the point of this, before I just fuck off again and start going into bullshit, is there is no reason to be jumping that border. You are not running away. You are not truly seeking asylum. You live in a shithole country, because they are shitholes. I know. It is shocking that a country's citizens can turn a place into a shithole. I know. You ran away from a shithole country that you helped to turn into a shithole, and now you want to come here, do the same fucking thing, and get free shit while you're doing it. That is not asylum. That is being an asshole. I know. Shocking. Just shocking. You don't belong in the country. Okay? Turn the fuck back around and come in the right way if you really want to come in here. But the asylum nonsense, enough is enough. Stop trying to support it so you can get on your moral high horse and be better than the rest of us, because you're not. You're slowly destroying the country, and I want you to think about something. Heaven forbid the worst happens. All right, and this isn't a threat. This is just a thought experiment. All right, heaven forbid the worst happens and violence and civil war and calamity break out. Who do you think is going to be your savior in all this? There's none of them. They're going to go back to their country without a thank you, and they're going to wait till things calm down and then sneak in again and then get all the same benefits again if it ends up somebody else being the victor there, but that won't happen. Nothing. They don't give a fuck about you. The politicians that you claim are going to save the world and the planet and make things better, they're going to hide in their bunkers. So what's going to happen? You're going to get the blame because you were too stupid to think rationally instead of, well, I'm better than you because I want these brown people in the country. You're going to get your ass shot or be turned into a slave because the person whooping your ass and enslaving you is pissed off that they now have to whoop your ass and enslave you. That's assuming you get to live, because there's a good chance you just get plugged in the back of the head. Because I'm sorry, this isn't going to end well. Tim Pool talks about civil war. These other people talk about civil war. He thinks it's going to be state seceding. I don't see that. I see after this election, conservative men and women not believing the results of the election, because how the fuck does a woman... Hold on. Let's cue this up real quick. So I'm going to vamp for a second while I cue this up. Conservative men and women are not going to believe a universally hated woman magically became everybody's darling in the span of a week. Especially after seeing all the lies that they know blatantly are lies. There's no confusions, no gray area. They are lies. But hold on. This is the woman you're calling your darling, okay? I want you to think about this. This is the woman that you're calling brilliant, and she's going to change the world. Please, listen to this, and then just tell me
the governor and I,
how that's possible.
Doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
That woman's a fucking moron. That is not the woman you want running.
We truly live in the
country.
greatest country in the world.
Okay. We are already considered weak. We are already the laughing stock of the globe. Okay? Putting that woman in office will get us killed. All right? We will be dead. Another country
Watch what
will.
boiled eggs
here we
do
go.
to your
Hold
body.
on.
Have you ever noticed how you could easily eat?
There we go. That woman will destroy us. She is a commie draped in the American flag. Okay? Look into my fucking eyes right now. I am not lying. I am not trying to push anything on you. I want you to use your fucking head and realize that taking the guns away, censoring speech, and instilling equity is communism. I don't care that your pink-haired 300-pound girlfriend with 5 other dudes knocking on her door for the polyamorous relationship told you that it's not. It's the American dream. You're an idiot. You are a soy-infused, sorry sack of a male with ovaries for testes. Alright? This woman aims to destroy the country and take as much as she can along the way. And the people that run her are aiming to take the world. Stop. We live in a world where gay frogs ended up being a real thing. Use your fucking noggin and go, well, if gay frogs are real, and as ridiculous as that sounds, maybe it's time I start checking into stuff instead of blatantly believing what I'm told from people that admittedly have good reason to lie to me. We live in a world where they go, oh, well, politics is just greasy business. They're going to lie to us. These are the people running us, running our country. They are they're tasked to do our bidding, not the other way around. So if you just sit there and accept, oh, they're liars and cheats, that's just what it is, well, then we already have a big problem. And you put this woman in, we're gonna have a bigger problem. For the love of fucking Christ, we are gonna have a bigger problem. You want to talk about that fucking cyberpunk woke dystopian future I was speaking of 21 minutes ago? You're gonna get it. You stand in breadline, you meet your neighbors, do crossword. It's not bad. It's bad. Okay? People will die. Under whatever ends up at the other side of Kamala Harris, assuming there is another side past her dying. And I don't mean I'm going to be the one to do it. I don't mean somebody's going to clip her. I'm talking about her dying of old age after whatever the hell she does. Does she become a dictator? Does she give up power to another pseudo-dictator? I don't know, because I'm not a fucking mind reader. If I was, I'd probably be locked up in some government lab somewhere. Just think about it. Please, you scream about BLM. Black Lives Matter, but as long as they're not conservative blacks, then they don't matter. Oh, homos matter, fags matter, twannies matter. Well, unless that twannie's Blair White, or unless that fag is speaking like one of those dirty conservatives, then they don't matter. Then we can beat them up, then we can kill them and scream, we got a Trump supporter over here. I don't understand how you people look at yourselves in the mirror and feel good. I don't. So back to what I was saying before I ranted. I don't think civil war is going to come from states fighting each other. I don't think so. I think it's going to come out of not believing the election results. You're going to tell me that a virtually hated woman, forever pretty much, is now magically ahead of a man that was slapping Biden around. And yeah, sure, you could say a certain percentage are just doing it so that they don't have to vote for Biden, and now they don't have to vote for Trump. They can vote for somebody else. But to that person, I tell you, BLM. She kept black people locked up to fight forest fires so she could pay them $1 an hour past their sentences. She slept with a man to achieve her job. She failed the bar. Kept a man on death row because it was, I might be using this word wrong, but expedient for her career because she, didn't want her record to get fouled up. The Supreme Court had to tell her to handle it. Otherwise, she would have let that man die for the sake of her record. That's the kind of person we're talking about here. And you want that running the country? Why? So because a man that called Rosie O'Donnell fat? Or a fat lesbian, which is, I don't know why you can get mad at the guy. That's literally what she is. She's a big fat pig and she's a lesbian. He didn't say anything wrong. There was literally nothing wrong about that statement. But yet you don't like other people's feelings being hurt, which is how we ended up here, by the way. Everybody gets a participation trophy, even if they don't deserve it. You can't be that stupid. Just research this woman and then write in Robert Kennedy. Write in some other crazy third party. All right? Stop. Do not lead this country down this road, because what's going to happen? The right's not going to believe it, and they're not going to believe it very justly, because the last one, the only reason there weren't any riots is because we still had faith, and that faith clouded judgment. Not this time around. I'm sorry. It won't be believed. And if Brother Donald gets a win, it's going to be you libtards rioting in the streets. Well, unlike the last time, where we said trust the police and trust that the government will stop this, we're going to remember what happened in 2020 and 21 respectively, and we're going to start fighting back. You're going to burn a store down? Oh no, you're going to be shot to death. You're going to try and attack a teenager who's trying to protect family-owned businesses? Oh no, you're dead. You're trying to rob my store? Oh, sorry. You got a concussion on the ground and you're now in handcuffs and zip ties until the cops show up. It's not gonna, it ain't gonna be state versus state. It's gonna be left versus right. And it's gonna get so bad that the goddamn scumbags are gonna call in the National Guard. And what'll happen? Well, the government's gonna tell the National Guard to pick a side. Defend one or defend the other. We all know if Brother Donald loses, who the National Guard is gonna defend. And even if he doesn't lose, I still don't think the National Guard will defend any conservatives. So it's going to end up being conservatives or anybody else that doesn't want what's coming, fighting you libtards, you disgusting scumbags, and the National Guard. So now we're fighting both of them. And that's where I think your civil war comes in. Texas is going to see that its people are getting shot at by the National Guard, and the real patriots in Texas are going to be like, oh, yeah, no. They're going to send their own militias and I think even their own form of the National Guard from Texas out to defend those people. And then Texas is lumped in. Then Montana sees it and goes, God damn, what the fuck? No, we're not letting this happen. So then Montana joins the fray. And then Washington goes, well, now there's Texas and Montana. We gotta station check zones and checkpoints along Montana and Texas, and we gotta send out more troops to fight them. And then it spirals and snowballs from there. That's what this country's come to. This election has no good outcome. None. And it's because you fucking assholes have allowed it. Myself included. Alright? I'm not completely free of guilt in this one either. But You assholes voted it in. You're screaming about it. You're the ones that attack us. You're the ones that call us stupid. Also, you can feel morally superior. By the way, intellectually and morally superior while you support pedophiles, while you support terrorists, while you support blatant theft, bigotry, all sorts of other crazy shit in the government. You just allow it to happen. And then you sit back and you go, God, we had a good year. We really did good. You're evil. And I'm not talking about all liberals. I'm not talking about all Democrats. Some of you are just confused. And some of you you got too much other shit going on to really pay attention to what's going on. And I can't blame you for that. There's a lot of shit going on. I am a miserable prick because I have to pay attention to all the shit going on, because I like to know how I'm getting fucked. That's just me, personally. I like to know if the dildo is studded or spiked. But I know most people don't really care. They just know they're getting fucked. Unfortunately, that's not me. So I do understand why you can't pay attention. But you have to. Please, all you have to do is realize Kamala Harris is a lying, cheating slag and not vote for her. That's it. Tell me you hate Donald Trump. I'll tell you you're wrong, and give me your reasons. I'll tell you you're wrong, but I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to attack you. I know plenty of people that can attest to that fact. All right? But you voting Kamala Harris, you're ruining the country, and you actively ruined it just so you can feel good about yourself. That's the mark of a truly evil person. And I do apologize. Thank you for bearing with me. I know I'm a little all over the place. But for the first time in my life, I've encountered fear that I can't fix its root cause. All I can do is come on here and vomit all over this fucking camera and pray, or vomit words all over this camera and hope something checks the box inside your head that makes you start doing some research. Again, we don't need Trump to win. We just need Kamala to lose. Now, do I want Trump to win? Yes. Do I think he'll do a lot of good for this country as long as he actually sticks to his promises? Yes. Do I think if he had actually he's made some mistakes. If he had actually locked Hillary up, we wouldn't be seeing this shit right now, because people, hey, get your little ass down. Off. Go. There you go. Sorry, Salvatore. Come up here. Stop it. Hold on. Salvatore was trying to screw around with the TV. Alright. Stay right there and stop being a dickhead. But look, if he had locked Hillary away, which he could have, they had the evidence. It's not exactly hidden. I think it would have sent such a strong message that these fucking idiots wouldn't be doing this shit right now, even under a Biden presidency. But I'm not a mind reader again, so maybe they would. But do I think if he actually holds firm and follows through on everything he says, things will get better? Yes, I do. Do I think he's exaggerating when he says Ukraine will stop day one? Yes, I do, but I think it will stop very quickly. And I think he'll do the right thing and support Israel and tell them, listen, we got a PR nightmare that we have to fix. You guys need to go in. You have all the resources you need. Now, I don't like that. I don't think we should be giving them money. I think we should just be supporting them. But I understand, too, give a place unlimited resources and tell them you have 1 month to do all of this, and then that's it. We got to stop, because we're not gonna be able to come back. Your PR's done if you don't. I think they'd be able to stop it. Again, things could get a lot better, and he could set us up for being a lot better in the future too. But then again, if Robert Kennedy didn't openly abdicate for late-term abortions, I wouldn't have such an issue with them. So he wouldn't be the worst either. But either way, we cannot have a Kamala presidency. That's it. I got to stop talking about it. I'm getting way too fucking pissed. And look, guys, I'm just like you, all right? Just because I believe we should be having kids, just because I believe third wave feminism is a death rot to the country, just because I'm a supporter of Brother Donald, and I love guns, and I don't think little boys or little girls should be transitioned. I think that's pure evil. Just because I'm religious does not make me much different than you. All right? I want you to look around, okay? These are Evangelion paintings I have on the wall. All right? That's the British Queen as a chicken. This is all collections of Funko Pops and other stupid shit. All right? We have similar likes. Okay? I am a nerd at my core. But I'm also a nerd that remembers when this country wasn't fucked in the head. And we need to go back there, because otherwise it's not going to be good. I don't need to tell you. You're capable of looking back in history and seeing what happened. I'm not going to live through another Holocaust. I won't let that happen. I'm not going to live under a commie dictatorship, or even a pseudo-commie dictatorship. I'm not going to live in socialism. All right? You guys just need to... I don't communicate the same way as a Steven Crowder. I'm not as fluent, Jesus. I don't have the same penchant for speech as a Ben Shapiro. So I'm not always going to be perfect. But the message I'm trying to get across will be based in facts, and you're getting my raw emotions. You're getting you will never have to ask, does he really believe what he's saying? You can see the anger. You can see the horror in my expressions in my eyes, because I can't stop myself from making them. I've gotten into many a fight, many an argument, because some 300-pound dyke or some tranny walking around, I can't help the disgusted face. All right? Look, I used to really feel for them. It is a mental illness. And 1 out of 2 of them trying to kill themselves pre or post-op. Anybody pushing that on somebody is a sick, twisted, evil individual. You're taking advantage of serious mental disorder so that you can feel better about yourself or you can profit. Ask yourself, why a doctor is trying to push all this? Somebody that knows the medical dangers of hormones and these surgeries and puberty blockers and all that shit. Why would they lie in the face of all medical fact to make you feel better about yourself? Even though what you want is wrong. And not biblically, okay? Physically wrong. Flying in the face of creation. Why would they tell you that knowing full well it is? Well, could it be because on the low end, start to finish, it's $250,000 to get these surgeries? Huh. So what you're telling me is one of these degenerates can open up a clinic, see 10 to 15, 20 patients a year, which is nothing for them. That's a 3 days worth of work, and make $2.5 million out of this clinic in a year? $2.5 million. To butcher your sons and daughters, to destroy your children, because they won't. And I just bring this up as a sticking point. It's not huge on my list, but it is something to consider. These kids will never be able to orgasm again. These kids will never be able to have children. These kids will be forever butchered and destroyed. Why, as a parent, would you ever do that to your child when, by all available metrics, They don't even care. It's a phase. Literally, it's like 98% of the time, if you literally look at your kid when they tell you I'm trans and go, okay, buddy, have a nice day. They grow out of it and they do nothing. Isn't that worth considering? Isn't it worth unsaddling your high horse for a second and going, well, while I firmly support that decision, I am not going to feed into it. And I am not going to let you get any medications or have any surgeries until you're 18. After that, we can sit down and we can figure something out. Prove to me you need it. Prove to the psychologist you need it. Now, do I think it should be allowed, period? No, because it's a mental illness. You wouldn't walk into the doctor and say, well, I feel like I should be paralyzed, so can you just, ram this ice pick into my spinal cord, please? It's fucking Salvatore, get down. Yeah. You shouldn't be allowing it. You should be ashamed of yourself. You don't walk into the doctor's office and go, I feel like I should be paralyzed. Ram this ice pick into me. Or that psychologist that somehow hasn't faced any charges. You can look this up. They blinded a patient using Drano because the patient, the 300-pound fat chick, of course, felt like they deserved, or not deserved, they wanted to be blind. They felt like they should be blind. That's how sick these people are. And the doctors are feeding into it and doing it for money. And plainly only money. They do not give a flying fuck about you or your children. They care about the money. That is why the doctors look at these people and go, well, would you rather have a dead kid? Well, no, we know that the kid's not going to kill themselves, but we're going to tell you, would you rather have a dead kid? Because, I want a new Porsche. Scumbag cocksuckers. It is shameful what you're doing. Fucking disgusting. 1 second. Salvatore, get down! Get down! What a pain in the prick. Yeah, that's right. So anyways, long story short, you really need to look into this evil woman. Stop trying to just be better than everybody. Realize what has made humans good and successful throughout history is hard work, determination, and caring for those around us. Building a family, building a community, having children, that is what has made us successful. Not this third wave feminist bullshit. Okay? These women are you can already see the videos on the internet. They're real sad after they hit 30, 32 and realize nobody wants them. You're sickening. You're gross. Okay? Sorry that you spent 15 years being a fuck up, and now you still want to be a fuck up, but you want to cry about it. Maybe make some changes, and a man will find you a suitable partner. I know it's real hard to realize you don't have control anymore because of a piece of flesh between your legs. Who'd have thunk you fuck up enough and nobody will want anything to do with you? And look, I used to never believe this, and I'm actually kind of angry at myself for thinking it, and I'm trying to work through it to come out on the other side with a differing opinion. But the more and more I see this shit, the tranny stuff, the Kamala Harris shit, the women, white women for Kamala, don't tell a black woman she's wrong. Really? Are you that fucked? This. I don't think you should vote. Sorry, I don't think you should be allowed to vote. I know that's archaic. I know it's a god-awful way of thinking. I'm right there with you. I do think it's a bad way of thinking. But you have given me no reason other than I don't think you should vote. Because every time you can literally trace the start of the country's destruction back to suffrage. Where most women didn't want to vote anyways. Because it came with the draft. Because it came with mandatory bucket duty. Because it came with taxes. Because it came with this. Da-da-da-da-da. And some old white man, keep that in mind, an old white man from the Democratic Party said, well, we need these votes. And I really want to get rich off making alcohol legal. So, yeah, let's get rid of the draft and the bucket duty and the taxes and all that other stuff. And just tell them they get to vote for no reason. It's an undeserved vote that you get. And that's why you've destroyed the country. Because you didn't have to earn for it. It's like giving an asshole that's never had money a metric shit ton of it. And they didn't have to work for it. They're broke inside of a year. Because, again, they didn't have to work for it. They don't know the consequences. Same idea. You gallivant around thinking you're in charge and every man is dumber than you are because you got a pussy between your legs. The amount of dumb shit I hear come out of your mouths on a daily basis makes my balls cringe. Alright, I get literal pain in my balls from the stupidity of the shit coming out of your mouth. Okay? You gotta, so no. Until I've been given, and I don't think a lot of men should be able to vote either, to be honest with you. I am a big fan of what Tim Pool's been saying, where you should have to register for the draft if you want to vote. I like that, but there are several other steps we should be taking. Like, I do believe we should bring back the mandatory, well, you can't really do bucket duty anymore with the whole fire department thing, but you could be a volunteer. You should have to do some type of volunteer work that would either be political or otherwise, so that you can see the outcomes of your actions and your vote passed on a national scale. Like, it's really easy to vote for these nonsense policies and vote Democrat politicians, and when you see a national impact, because it's real easy to blame a lot of other people and a lot of other groups before you get to yourself. Like with Joe Biden, I've heard a lot of people, oh, well, it's not his fault the border's on fire, da-da-da-da. It's not literally on fire, if you believe. Come on, you know what I'm saying. It's not his fault at all. He's just running the country. He doesn't have he can't, that's not his fault. He didn't do anything about that. He didn't. It's like, well, except undo all these executive actions that Donald Trump put in charge that stopped these assholes from coming over the border. Yeah, he just got rid of those and then told every illegal immigrant and their brother, come on down, we got free shit for you. But you can twist and manipulate it in your head to pretend that never happened and it isn't on video. And then you can twist it even more into saying, well, it wasn't him, it's these Republican politicians that are fighting these border bills. That's really what caused this problem, even though when you open up that bill and actually read it, since I know you never will because you didn't earn your right to vote, it was gifted to you, you'll never open up the bill and go, wait a second, this doesn't actually stop. Let's switch to more music. And we got another ad, guys.
In 300 feet, turn left.
I don't care.
With Cox's fiber.
There we go. You didn't actually read it and go, whoa, this actually just facilitates more illegals coming into the country. It doesn't actually stop it. It just gives more money to the proxies that bring them into the country. How does that? Oh, and it says here we're going to give much more money to Ukraine and Israel as part of this American border bill. But aren't we $34 trillion in debt? And isn't aren't we struggling to pay that? And isn't our current payment going to become just the payment on the interest, like inside of a year? Isn't this stuck? Like, why are we going to do this? No, you didn't open that bill up. You just were able to twist yourself into thinking that this is somehow not Joe Biden or the Democrats' fault and just blame it on Republicans and everybody else instead of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who's really at fault here. So you're able to, you as an ignorant voter, gifted your vote, are able to twist this shit into your head on a national level. But if you have to see it at a local level, like the people are seeing it in Chicago and San Francisco, you change your vote real fucking quick. So when I'm saying we should bring back, the bucket duty and all this other stuff, yes, yeah, you should have to do these things if you think you're going to vote. Because if you have to go around and do community outreach and see the homeless scumbags attacking people and stealing and breaking in and harming people that are just trying to make a living and get a little ahead, you're not going to vote for those nonsensical fucking policies that you're voting for right now. But, oh, Jesus, 48 minutes in already. Look, I'm going to stop it here for today. What time is it? Hold on. Yeah, it's almost 3. I got shit I got to do. I like to clean the house, play some video games. Look, just remember, we don't have to hate each other. We don't have to fight each other. At the end of the day, I think you're stupid. I really do. I think you're a salmon. I think you will do everything you can to vote with whatever makes you feel morally and intellectually superior to your average person because you're that fucking stupid. But, I do think you're the victim. We are all victims of a very, very dark group of people that have the aim to destroy everything this country knows and loves and turn us into some evil, god-awful global dictatorship. Those are the true evils. Your stupidity doesn't hold a candle to those people. So in a sense, yes, you're a victim, but it's a two-parter. You're a victim of your own stupidity and you're a victim of these people. So I don't necessarily hold true hatred for you like I would for a Nazi or a Hitler, a Hitler type, you know what I mean? But I do have disdain for you, and that can change. And I think we need to sit down and we need to figure out what we have in common and what we don't, and bridge the gap on that before it gets to the point where I'm putting a bullet in your head because we're shooting at each other on the street, or you're putting a bullet in my head because we're shooting each other in the streets. We can stop that. We can cancel their plan if we can just find some small semblance of common ground. But you people need to sit the fuck down and understand that you're not smarter than us, and you're probably chanced pretty good. You're probably dumber. All right? And a lot of us got some work to do too. I'm not saying we don't. But we also don't think we're the amalgamation of Albert Einstein and fucking, what's his face? Stephen Hawking rolled into one. Most of us just think we're regular people that pay attention. So drop the act, come to the table in honesty, and we might be able to save this country before violence. But it's gonna take you and to a small extent us acknowledging that we're fucking up. I don't know. Next episode, God willing, I do it again this week. I'll explain what I mean by all that. I don't really feel like I'll be here another hour if I do. But I'm gonna be signing off here. Howdy do. Give this a little remembrance again. Remember, I'm a dirty, filthy heeb. Come and say it to my face. Now, got a few things before I go. Fuck Kamala, fuck Joe, fuck Pelosi, fuck the squad, the dirty terrorists, Tlaib and Omar, and the fucking retarded puppet AOC. I wish somebody would hate fuck her head into the headboard so hard that it fixes the brain scrambling that she's got going on. Kind of like the stroke did with Fetterman for a little bit. But fuck all them. The brother fucking Tlaib, that's a whole other thing. Jeffrey Marsh, the YouTube celebrity, is a dirty, filthy, grooming pedophile, and you people allow that because you're too afraid to call these fucking homos out when you need to. You're allowing our children to be destroyed because of that. So I hope your wokeness is worth it. Fuck Palestine. It's a joke. It only exists because some Caesar wanted to piss the Jews off. Fuck Hamas. Fuck them right in the ear. Fuck them with the biggest, dirtiest, filthiest pig dick you ever seen. Fuck Iran. For sure, fuck Iran. And, have a wonderful day. You beautiful, beautiful, sexy, dirty birds. I love you. Fuck off.